Hey, happy Friday to you. It is January 28th and time for this week's Friday Funnies. And today happens to be my birthday. Thank you very much. I'm not kidding. It really is. I came into the world on this day, in the last century, and I plan on going out sometime in this century. And I don't even celebrate birthdays because for me, birthdays just mean that you're 1 year older and closer to the end. But as I start to approach the senior years, as they're called, I have discovered a much greater goal to growing old: senior discounts. Yeah, they really give them. You only have to be 50 years old to join AARP and get immediate discounts on fiber and walk-in bathtubs. So I can just imagine what kind of super deals await me down the line as I near those senior years. Why fight it anymore? That said, here are the top stories in this week's news, at least the ones that made me laugh. Our first story I call From Russia with Love. The people over in Russia are being asked to vote, a novel concept in and of itself, but they're being asked to vote on the state of Vladimir Lenin. Lenin was the founder of the Soviet Union, and he died in 1924. He was quickly freeze-dried and put on display in the Kremlin, and he's been there for like over 85 years. He's gone from despot to tourist attraction, but now some Russians think it's time for him to give up the spotlight and be buried. So they're going to ask the Russian people to vote on it. What I think they ought to do is vote to have Lenin sold on eBay. Some guy bought Roy Rogers' horse for a couple $100,000 at an auction, so there'd be a market for the king of communism. I say it's a good idea. It would solve their storage problem. Give them a couple $1 million in the bank. You rock, comrade. Pass the vodka. Two marijuana-related stories are among this week's best. In California, an entrepreneur is planning to market pot-infused soft drinks. These will be for medical marijuana users that are looking for an alternative method of ingesting the herb. He said that his top seller right now is Canna Cola, and he has 6 other flavors. I don't know if they have names, but I would recommend Ganja Grape, Rasta Root Beer, and Bongberry. So while Pot Pop appears to be a legal enterprise, smuggling pot into this country is not. For years, smugglers have been using planes and tunnels and mules and trucks and anything they could think of to sneak marijuana into the U.S. from Mexico. Well, this week, smugglers tried something completely different. After getting high on their own supply and watching hours of Monty Python films, they decided to build a huge catapult in the hopes of launching parcels of pot over the border fence and into America. The smugglers were caught by Mexican authorities before they could launch any of their missiles, and over on the U.S. side, Border Patrol agents are questioning a group of men they found standing around in the desert with baseball gloves. Our next story takes us to Japan, where I'm lost in translation. Among other things, Japan has some of the most sophisticated toilets in the world. They wash, they wipe, they heat, they dry, they do whatever you need in order to get the job done. But now the game company Sega has taken the loo to a whole new level. Sega has come out with Toilets, a game they created to be played at the urinal. You, as the player, manipulate the game through the pressure and the accuracy of your squirt. Over in this country, men have to depend upon the occasional cigarette butt in the urinal for our target practice. But over in Japan now, they can practice and score big points at the same time. They can even compete against the guy in the next stall. Now, in concept, this sounds like a good idea, but I gotta tell you, if I was competing against the guy in the next stall and he won, I wouldn't high-five him. Finally, here's proof that nuts and olives don't mix. Just when I think that sanity, or a level thereof, has returned to the U.S. Congress, along comes Representative Dennis Kucinich. The Ohio representative is suing the U.S. House of Representatives cafeteria for $150,000 because he bit into an olive pit. Yeah, he bit into an olive pit, and he said that he claims he is entitled to these damages for his pain, his suffering, and his loss of enjoyment. I claim that the man is a screaming loon. I would suggest that the representative strap on a pair and man up. All you did was bite into an olive pit. And who in the world bites into an olive so hard as to cause dental damage? Have the soup next time, you big baby, and stop wasting the taxpayers' time and money. Guess this one turned into a little bit of an editorial. Hey, that's all I have for you this week, but in the sense of senior discounts, or the spirit thereof, I should say, if you visit our little shop of humor at DaleIrvin.com, buy any one item, we will send you also 2 free gifts. Buy one, get 2 free gifts free. This is open to seniors, to juniors, and to anybody in between. Other than that, I'll see you next Friday.